Welcome back to the True Roots podcast, where men find their true identity in Christ through surrender and obedience. Good morning.
Hey, dude.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I am good. Yeah. This time we didn't even ask how each other were that much off air like last week.
I know.
Talk
We
basketball though.
Drop the ball.
I know.
Oh,
Ooh, hey, look at that. Look at that.
totally didn't mean to do that.
Yeah. Well,
Can't
we have a shorter episode. Not as short as two ones ago.
Two
Last
ones
one?
ago.
2 ones ago. Yeah, 2 ones ago. But we don't have as much time, so we're going to jump into it because I think this topic is super prevalent in today's world. Always prevalent, but this one, especially right now, it seems like fear drives a lot of things. And it's very, I mean, we could say that all the time, but it just seems like in this season and with the advancement of technology, all of these different things like anxiety, fear, it's a fear-driven culture. And so I just wanted to jump into it and go from there.
With that. Yeah. So the commandment, number 25 for us, is, I'll read it because that seems to be helpful.
Yeah.
Matthew 9:38, and do not fear those who kill the body, but cannot kill the soul. Rather, fear him who can destroy both soul and body in hell.
Woo-wee.
Yeah. The way we phrased it was fear God, not man. Mm-hmm. You know, the positive side of what you should be fearing. And I don't know about you, but when I was, college age probably, maybe a little after, I wrestled with that idea of what it means to fear God.
Yeah.
Because I think the initial reaction to that is like, but I thought he loved me.
Yeah.
Why do I fear him, you know? And so do you have a way that you've reconciled that?
Yeah, that's a great question. I have also wrestled with that and wrestled with it even in this last year of like, what does that mean to fear God? Yeah. Especially when it's like, he's loving, he's caring, he's kind, he's all of these things.
The Bible's like, it's the beginning of wisdom, the fear of the Lord.
Yeah.
It's like a good thing.
Yeah, it's a very good thing.
Jesus just said we should do it.
Yeah, and I would say it's still even in process all the time with me, but I think that I was reading a book on it, and it was talking about how when we fear God, truly fear God, we fear nothing else because he's in control. He's got everything taken care of. And so it's this fear of an understanding of how powerful he is, but also how powerful, but how in control. And so it's this, his fear is calming. His fear is peaceful, but it also is this reverence. Like whenever an angel or the Lord appears to someone in the Bible, they're scared to death. And because they understand the power of what he holds. And so that's more of what he's talked to me about a lot with the fear of him, and why it's the beginning of wisdom is because when we actually sit under that fear, we're able to release the rest of the fear, and allows us to just sit in the realization that there's no wisdom in putting fear in any other thing. But when we put fear in the Lord, like have the right fear of the Lord, then we can actually like sit and rest and gain that wisdom, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm explaining it super well right now, but that's
where you are.
That's where I am.
Yeah, and that's like, I think probably the practical, what's it look like to live it out answer. Yeah. You know, like, oh, God's in control. And the control piece is super important, you know, that because I was like, what is fearing something? This is where I've kind of landed. To fear something is to respect the power it has over you.
I like that, yeah.
Right? Or to recognize or acknowledge the power. You may not respect it, but to acknowledge the power it has over you. So when you fear death, there's an acknowledgement that it has a power over you. When you fear public speaking and what people think, you know, it has when you fear a spider and its bite, you respect. And so there's I respect the power that God has over, like what our verse says, that it can send your soul to hell. There's a power that God has over us that we ought to respect. And because of God's character and his control, to your point, then all these other fears are unnecessary or misleading because ultimately God's in control. And so, you know, that's how I've reconciled it is like, I'm actually just respecting, acknowledging, giving credence to the power that God does have over my life.
Yeah.
And that feels appropriate.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
you know?
No. Yeah. I mean, and it's true.
So, but then the flip side of this is like, don't fear man. Easy said, hard to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And, there's, to your point earlier, like a ton of fear in our culture. It's a fear monger, like media does this. It creates fear. It drums up these cycles of narrative that create, a thing we ought to be afraid of. I don't know. Rachel, my wife, I actually didn't ask her if I should say this, but she used to
Be careful.
pay more attention to the news.
Yeah.
And be more afraid. And it, like, why? God didn't change. The world's brokenness, that what was presented may have changed, but like it didn't change.
Yeah.
And it's because of the narratives. It's because of the devil's tactics in the brokenness of the world to create fear. Yeah. Like when we fear something, we're giving power to something that shouldn't have. I remember he's 3 now, but he was probably not even 2 when this was happening. Shepherd. We would go on walks in the evening, and we got to this place where the street lights were shining down, and behind him, and his shadow would be in front of him, and he would be afraid of it. It was like really entertaining to watch and so sad at the same time.
Yeah.
It was like genuine fear of this thing that was like kind of following him around. And like that is what fear is. Yeah. It's this illusions of something that we think we should be able to control. Right? Like, but God actually is in control of. Yeah. I don't know if that makes sense.
Oh, no, that makes perfect sense. And it's interesting too, because perception and perspective are things that are popping in my head as you're talking about that. Because when it talks about that verse, it talks about those that can kill the body but can't kill the soul. Yeah. Well, then we also can't be afraid of dying for that to not scare us.
Totally.
And so that's where our eyes and our gaze and we have to fix our eyes on eternity and Jesus. And when we have that perspective of him and that fear of him, then we're able to walk that out and not fear those things. But it's hard. Yeah. It's a hard, it's like, well, don't fear those that can kill the body, but not the soul. Well, it's like, well, but they could kill the body.
Yeah, but I like my body.
Yeah, exactly.
I like my life.
So it's having that, and it doesn't mean, it doesn't mean that we don't enjoy this life, but it's saying that, well, even if they do, my soul is with him. Yeah, yeah. And it gives that perspective. And so on the fear of the man side of it, the Lord has actually been working me through a verse that he's brought up so many different times, but 2 Timothy 1:7. For I did not give you a spirit of fear, but power, love, and self-control. But what he's been speaking to me about in that fear verse this week is that when we allow ourselves to fear, we do not have his power. When we allow ourselves to fear, we do not have his love. When we allow ourselves to fear, we cannot maintain self-control. Because those things will shift and be reshaped by the fear that we're holding on to. And where he says, I did not give you a spirit of fear, he gave us his spirit. It goes back to that fear of God's beginning of the wisdom. Like he gave us his spirit so that we can have power, love, and self-control. Yeah. And fear just takes away, like it just takes all those things away. Because we will run away from the fear, or we'll freeze, or we'll try to fight it. It's like fight, or freeze, right? We have all those responses naturally, but one of those 3 is going to happen when we allow fear to dominate. Where the Lord, with fear, quite often is going, this is the way I want you to walk. Because if you fear me, you can walk straight towards it, and then we can conquer this and keep walking. I don't know.
Yeah, there's like so many opportunities to be afraid.
Yeah, so many. So many. I love what you wrote about all that. It's like not just spiders.
No, dude, it's like so many things that like science recognizes, but just, and like... there's just a reality that, worry, anxiety, when those things are present, they're basically like the smoke detector of what you're fearing. And, they're so intertwined. Like, I think it's Inside Out where fear and anxiety are like hand in hand, you know? And there's a value in fear. Like it's a good thing for us to have this like check in us.
Yeah.
Like I remember I had a buddy who basically didn't have that muscle. And he was like a motocross guy. We went cliff jumping and we went up to this cliff. He may have been there before, but I had never been there before. And we went up to this cliff and he didn't like check out the bottom. You know, he just double gainered off the thing. And I'm like, what? You know?
Yeah. Well, it's the Alex Honnold guy who free climbs all those things. It's like they've talked about it. He doesn't have that in his brain.
Yeah, he doesn't have an inhibitor of like, oh, this is stupid and not worth the risk. Yeah. And, there is a value to fear, but if we let fear be in control, if we let the thing creating the fear be in control, then we aren't trusting God, right? And I think the thing I wanted to mention for this is it's in here as our commandments. Yeah. Like Jesus just said, don't do this. Not, I would advise you. Yeah. Or it might be a good idea. And he's like, don't do it. Yeah. And so there's because of our culture and because fear is so prevalent, we kind of just give a free pass on 100%. This. If we're talking about porn or we're talking about, deception or we're talking about poor work ethic or something that's like socially unacceptable, we call it out, right? We in love a lot of the time, but like we don't really call this out in people. No. 100%. Of like, hey man, you're not fearing God. Yeah. Or hey, like, bro, why are you fearing what that boss is like? There's just not the directness of like, this is a big deal. And the reason it's a big deal is because it shows a posture of not trusting God. Yeah. And so like this for me shows up mostly in trying to control outcomes.
Yeah. Well,
right?
It's good.
And
Weird has been talking to me about that this week too.
Yeah.
That's so good.
And like I'm afraid of what, so like my truck yesterday, my normal truck, not my shred truck, wouldn't start out here on the street. Not in the road, but like on the side of the road, parked. And wouldn't start. And it just created this tension in me of like fear that it was going to get towed if I didn't move it, And so then I have this like concern and angst in me all day of like, this is creating a problem. This is really inconvenient. I don't know how I'm going to fix it. I don't know what's going to happen. And so then I'm like impatient. I'm just like generally tense. And I can't control it, but I have this fear of like the unknown. Yeah. And the quote that came to my mind a couple of times, and then for sure today as I've processed that a little bit, is from Elizabeth Elliot, where it's like, if you don't have it, you don't need it.
Dude, God just was preparing us because that's been in my mind all week. This is good. Keep going.
If you don't have it, you don't need it. And like, if I didn't have my truck yesterday, if it wasn't working, I didn't need it. And if I didn't have a solution, I didn't need it. And like, do I believe that? Like, or am I afraid of something and like letting that be in control? Am I giving it too much power? And that's what that looks like for me a lot of the time when I fear something other than God. Yeah. And with man, more often than not, I'm fearing what they think of me. Right? Like, oh, should I say that or not say that? Yeah. Should I do that or not do that? And I probably should fear man more than I do. Like, I don't give enough thought.
Should you, though?
In the sense of, actually, I said that wrong. Yeah, I probably should think more about what people think.
Like honoring people.
Just like having a little more empathy and like care and concern. But, like I'm not doing that because I fear God more. I'm doing that because I think highly of myself. Which is also a problem.
I gotcha.
But anyways, like that's practically what that looks like for me. And I can't, after doing this, just turn a blind eye. You can't just turn. No. Jesus is not letting us just turn a blind eye.
Yeah. I got a couple of thoughts in response to that because, for one, when you talk about fear of public speaking, you talked about earlier, it's not fear of public speaking. It's fear of people.
Right.
Like that's most of our fears is fear of people. Like in reality, right? What people think, what they think about us. They're going to think something bad about us. It seems like you've eradicated that fear because you just think so. No, I'm just kidding. But
who cares?
I'm just kidding. But in reality, that's what it is, right? You don't fear actually being on a platform and talking. You fear what the people are going to think about you if
Yeah.
you screw it up.
Yeah.
That's what it is, right? And actually, honestly, if we can look at it that way, it could actually release some freedom in reality of, okay, that's what it is. Okay, let's face it. But the other thing too is, man, I had another thought, but I'll go to the third one because maybe the second one will come back. But it was reminding me of yesterday for myself, because I fear what people think of me too. But I'm in this season of working 2 jobs, and I'm like 2 days away from a paycheck, and I have nothing, and I have no gas, and I don't want to call anybody because I'm embarrassed, right? So I sit and I just pray, and I'm like, Lord, can you give me a full tank of gas? Like, allow that odometer or whatever, not odometer, gas gauge to be full, even though it doesn't say it's full. And he got me through the day, and I made it, but I eventually ran out of gas, and I had to walk the last mile to Bible study, and I didn't say a word. I didn't say a word at Bible study because I'm afraid. It's like, so why I'm sharing it now. I'm like, might as well tell the world, our 10 listeners. But it's like,
now the world.
yeah. But it's funny because I shared it with a buddy at the end because I had to get gas. I had to get my car. I had to figure it out. So a buddy of mine who I trust and all that. But what was funny is right when I told him, he was gracious. He gave me money for a couple of days to get to my paycheck. And he filled up my gas tank. And it's like, could this have been solved earlier if I had just actually said, hey, I need help.
Right.
Hey, I'm at this place, but it's humbling. And it was fear that keeps, the Lord is teaching me this, yes, ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall, all that, like come to him, but also stop living in fear. And you're in this season and just be honest about it. Yeah. And just be open and just share and allow people to help you. Because I think a lot of times we'll do that. We'll just sit in this because I'm afraid. I'm afraid of someone judging me, or I'm afraid of someone saying, hey, you should have done this better with your money, so then you didn't get into this spot. And I'm like, well, it just is where it is. Like, I can't do anything about it now.
Right.
And then, so that was that story. Brought me back to my second point, is when you're talking about anxiety and fear, I completely agree. It's like this society just says, hey, you have a mental health issue, go to counseling, sit in it for years, don't face it. And again, like there's good counseling is good. I don't think it's bad.
This is like the 20th time you put counseling on blast.
I know. Well, it's funny because I have buddies who are counselors who I love and are good counselors, and counseling is good. What I struggle with is the reluctance to say to the person, hey, you need to trust the Lord and walk straight towards what you're afraid of. Like, we are so afraid to say that in this society because we don't want to make someone mad. We don't want to hurt their feelings. It's like, you can still speak the truth in love. Like, I've had so many people speak the truth in love to me, and that's not the only reason. God is the reason. But it's like the reason that I'm where I am today is because people have been able to say, hey, this is why you're feeling this way.
Yeah.
Walk towards it. And when you do that, it's crazy how freeing it becomes. Mm-hmm. And yet we don't want to do that. We want to just sit and have someone tell us how wonderful we are every week, or not have any actionable steps, and we just get to talk about it every week. And it's like, yeah, there's a little bit of counseling hurt in my life. It's like, let's just be real. But it's like, but the reality is, if we don't walk towards fear, it will never go away. It will stay, because fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. But his wisdom will cause you to walk towards fear, because he's not going to have you sit and then take away the fear.
Yeah.
That's not how God works. He's going to have you walk with him towards the fear.
Yeah.
So that when you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you will fear no evil, but he's saying you're going to walk. It's cutting me off. No.
Bang!
It's saying you're going to walk through the valley of the shadow. It's, in this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world. It's like, walk through the valley of the shadow of death. And so in order to do that, we have to know his voice so well. We have to fear him.
And we have to go, oh, God said that, I better do it.
Yeah.
Or I'm outside of his will. Like, there's a fear.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah.
Of like, oh, what happens if I don't obey God? Mm-hmm. God is God.
Yeah.
He's holy.
Yeah.
He's the creator of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
God said that to me.
Yeah.
He must really care that I do it.
Yeah.
Like, do we have that kind of
that's good.
posture, right? rather than, oh, my counselor said that.
Yeah.
I should do that.
Yeah.
Or I said that. I should do that. It's like, no, God said that.
Yeah.
I should do that.
Oh, it's so,
Yeah.
That's
That's
so
what
good.
fear of God should look like lived out. It's
Yeah.
like, what did God say? Oh yeah, I have to.
I
I
have to
have
do
to do that. There's no other option.
Yeah.
You know.
That's good. And let me just say too that I've sucked at this for like 8 months. I've been so afraid, like just sitting in fear until like the last couple of months of, oh, I can't face the fact that it wasn't that gal. I can't face the fact of maybe I'll be alone. I can't face the fact that maybe someone doesn't want me. Like I can't face these things. It's like, oh, like those fears have allowed me to sit for a long time in the desert, which is what the Israelites did. It's like, oh, weird, I'm doing the same thing.
Bunch of sand in your pants.
Yeah, exactly. So recognize that it is difficult, but when you take the step towards it, and again, like the Lord is so gracious, He's not going to be like 0 to a million. He's going to go, okay, take this step. And then when you take that step, He grows courage to take the next step, which grows courage to take the next step. It's like this season that He's bringing me through started 3.5 years ago. I mean, it started way before that, but it's like started 3.5 years ago of the first step of saying, I surrender. And He did a lot of other things, and now He's like, oh, let's face the deepest things.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, crap, that kind of sucks.
It's
don't
like
like
that
it.
ocean song. Take me deeper. Like, no. Actually,
No,
keep me
no,
really
no,
close.
no.
I like the shore.
Those are open waters. Woo!
There's sharks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. You want to pray us out?
Sure.
All right.
Holy Spirit, would you give us confidence to obey you, to trust you, to hear your voice, and walk in the way that you lead us? I'm reminded of this quote, like, prove ourselves to God, and you will prove us to man. And like, just help us to care about what you care about.
Amen.
Help us to be about what you're about, and let the rest of it take care of itself. That we wouldn't borrow tomorrow's troubles, that we wouldn't worry, that we would choose the good portion, that we would just have so much peace because we are with you, and we are walking with you, and we are in your will. And that all these other things that try to steal and rob and kill and destroy and take our peace and take our hope and take our joy and create confusion, that they would lose their impact, and that they would just kind of fall to the side as we are so fixed on you, and we are so confident in you, and that you are for us, that you love us. Secure that in us today. Amen.
Amen. All right. Have a great week.
Till next time.